Welcome to Global One Media Stocks to Watch. I'm Michael Swido. I'm speaking today with Frank Callaghan. He's the president and CEO of Golden Cariboo Resources. Frank, great to see you again.
Well, it's certainly wonderful to see you again as well. Thank you for having me.
How's summertime treating you over there in Vancouver?
Well, we've got forest fires both burning in not far from where we are, where we're working, and northern Alberta is really getting it very bad as well. So the forest fires are a very big concern. We have some other properties that have actually been charred, but otherwise everyone is safe, and there's no fires actually where we're working. But there's definitely been quite a scare, and it's just a tinderbox up north.
Oh,
we need rain.
Well, please do stay safe.
Thank you.
All right, so your company, Golden Cariboo, for those viewers who haven't caught our previous interviews, is exploring for gold in a historic zone along the Barkerville Gold Belt in the mountains of British Columbia. Now, you've just gotten back the results of a new drilling survey, full results from one drilling hole, partial results from another. Tell us, what did you find out?
Yeah, so we're very excited. We've got, from one of our very first blind drilling holes, we've got a 263 meter intercept. And for those of you that are not metric, it was 863 feet. It was just light of half a gram, but it's more about the size of the system. It's an incredibly large in terms of width so far. In strike length, we expect it to be somewhere in the 3.5 to 4.5 kilometer long trend. Then we stepped out about another 100 meters. We got another intercept. It's in excess of 100 meter intercept. And that's been reported. Again, it was just light of half a gram, but we're talking about just how large this system is. But the most exciting is that we've just, again, stepped out even further, some 800 meters, and there we think we've hit a parallel trend. And we're seeing for the first time in the last 3 drill holes that we're getting visible gold, and a significant amount of it too. The flakes are anywhere from 0.5 millimeter up to 3 millimeters in size, and they're quite abundant. It's a very significant find. We're most excited about it, the geologists, and there's some 7 geologists that are working on this project, and everybody's very keen on what we've just run into, and it's very new. It's what we've been looking for, and we're extremely excited. I mean, we're finding what we've got now. These holes are currently being logged, and we expect to have them shipped out by the end of this week, and then we'll be waiting for results. We should have the results. It'll take about a month. I would expect them to have them in the very first week of September, and these are going to be very exciting. These are going to be some pretty significant numbers we're expecting.
I got to say, it's got to be pretty exciting. I can imagine when you're doing this exploration and then you actually come up not just with some rocks that indicate the gold could be there, but you actually see the gold itself.
Well, and this is what the old timers were mining. They would see because of the amount of overburden that there is in this area, the gravel and stuff from the glaciation that took place. So there's really no outcrop. But when you get down to, you see bedrock in the creek beds as the weathering over millions of years has taken it down that far. So the old timers, when they saw these quartz veins, and they're abundant, they're a stockwork, they're one vein on top of another vein on top of another vein, that sort of thing. But in them, they would see the visible gold, and it was based on that they sunk their shafts in the early days, going back to 1860. We're talking literally 160 years ago, and we're in this same creek bed. No one's really been there since the 1930s since, and we're coming up with these discoveries. It's really very exciting. This is the most fun I've had in a real long time.
That's fantastic. That's an astounding story. I love that you place it in historical context for us. And another thing I caught from you, and I heard this before, is this is a particularly large system of gold, and it sounds like you found maybe more than one system there as well. Is that correct?
It is correct. We're not quite clear on exactly what we've got. We've always thought that there was 2 different trends to this. There possibly could be more. It's really early in the game. The airborne geophysics highlights that it might be one, but we think it could be one on top of another. So the drilling is going to tell us that. But the sheer width of these systems it's very large. We still don't have a full understanding of it yet, but more drilling will definitely tell us that.
All right, well, I want to talk about how you're doing the drilling, how you're extracting the rock from the ground. Your company's introduced something called an oriented core system. So for those of us who aren't miners, can you give us a quick primer? What does that mean? What is an oriented core system and why are you using it?
Okay, so oriented core it's not a new thing, but it's not used by everyone. And what it does is when you're in an area and you don't know the folding and the twisting that's gone on in the rock over the millions of years that it does. So when they drill a hole, and these are only a little bit better than 2.5-inch diameter holes, when they drill these holes, when the core barrel comes out, they mark the orientation of the rock so that when it comes out of the core barrel, it's marked. So when they lay it up, they know exactly the way it was when it was in the ground. And that's the most important thing to know what the orientation is. So the structural geologist can get a better handle on it. And this is Dr. Sue Palmer that's looking after this portion of the project and is getting the orientation of which way the rock actually is when we're drilling it. So when we stand it up, we know this is how it looks like underground. So you can see the folding that's going on and get a better understanding of the folding and which way it's going. And we're very early stages on that. We do not know that answer yet.
All right, well, I can see why that would be important. And if I understand, you're essentially pulling out a cylindrical section of rock. It's quite narrow in diameter, as you said. But that orientation of the drill allows you to get more information about the faults, the veins, and other geological features that are important for targeting the gold deposits. Is that correct?
Sure. Well, partially correct. So what it is, it's more about the folding that's gone on. So this ground, sat off the coast millions of years ago. It's been pushed up to form these mountains that have since been eroded, and then they're covered with gravel up to more than 10 meters, 30 meters, up to 30 meters of gravel, and then soil and then trees on top of that, of course. So it's getting an understanding of what went on underneath all of this and the folding that's gone on. So there's been folding, and then the axis of it has been turned, and sometimes these things are actually turned upside down. So we fully don't know we fully don't understand it yet. We hope by the end of this field season that we should have a better understanding of what's going on when we can lay up all of these drill holes. We're currently on drill hole number 15 is the most recent drill hole that we've reported visible gold in. And so as we put all of these holes different together, we've steepened up this hole. It's underneath hole 15 is underneath hole 14. So you can put together the geometry of how the folding is going on.
Okay, really interesting. We got the geometry, we got the geology. You're putting it all together. Tell us, what is next for you? What's next for Golden Cariboo?
Step out and continue drilling. I mean, we're having so much success. Every drill hole we've drilled so far, we've gotten gold in, and the gold, the extent of the gold has only gotten larger and higher grade. So everything's coming in according to plan. We could not be more pleased than we are right now.
Fantastic. Let's check in on your share price. It's been a bit of a roller coaster for you this year. As of today's filming, the stock is up significantly over the past couple weeks, but it's still trading well off its 52-week high set back in May. So, I mean, particularly given what you're talking about with us today about this new drilling, tell us, why is Golden Cariboo a stock to watch?
Well, one, there's been some profit taking. We did a seed round at 10 cents a share. That had a 4-month hold on it. Those shares became free trading about a month ago. The shareholders got anywhere from a triple to a double on their share price. The profit taking has gone on. And that's normal. That's the course of business. People buy stock to sell it and make a profit. That's happened. There's a new round that's going on right now, and the buying has been amazing. We've had some near 2 million share trading days. So people can buy a share, and if they don't want it, they can sell it the following day or whichever. But the stock is there. You can buy it and you can sell it. So, and that's what the market needs. You've got to have the liquidity in order for people to feel comfortable that, you can always buy a stock. The problem is selling it. So in these small juniors and stuff, as we get things rolling and develop more liquidity, it just brings a different group of people to the company. And we're looking forward to this. It's moving along just according to plan. We're going through the summer doldrums right now, and that's to be expected. All the junior exploration companies go a little bit quiet this time of year, but the work continues. And then come the end of August, the beginning of September, companies will start releasing the results that they got from their summer work programs. will be the same. I expect that the news that we've got coming out in the beginning of September is just going to be fantastic. I'm so looking forward to what these results are going to be. I mean, the core is still being logged. It's not even at the lab yet. But so there's some great news coming, folks. There truly is.
All right. So what I hear from you, this is like a great time to invest, you're saying, because those results will come out in September. So buy low, buy in the doldrums, and then look for those results to give things a boost in the autumn.
You buy on misery, sell on news.
There you go. Frank, always a pleasure to speak with you. Really interesting. Great to hear how things are going, and look forward to hearing your results when they're out in September.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here. Look forward to sharing with your audience when we've got this news out. Thank you.
We've been speaking with the CEO of Golden Cariboo Resources, Frank Callaghan, and you've been watching Global One Media Stocks to Watch. I'm Michael Suedo.